You're sitting in your room, maybe watching TV, working, listening to music. Everything's calm. Then bang, a door slams. And just like that, your entire nervous system lights up. You freeze, you listen, you wait. You weren't doing anything wrong. You weren't bothering anyone. But now you're on edge. Because you know what that sound means. It's a signal, a warning. Someone's reminding you, we're watching, we're nearby, we can reach you. And the worst part, you don't know when it'll happen again. So you sit in that tension, that dread, waiting for the next one, the next door, the next slam, the next message. You ask yourself, why are they doing this to me? Because not too long ago, life was peaceful. No constant banging, no late night disturbances, no subtle threats wrapped in ordinary sounds. But now, everything's changed. You've been targeted, and the noise never stops. From footsteps, to coughing, to this one sound that always hits you like a shockwave, the slamming door. It's not random. It's never random. In this video, we're going to break it all down. Why they use door slamming, what effect it's meant to have on you, and how you can reclaim your power even when the noise keeps coming. Because when you understand the tactics, they lose control. Many targets of gangstalking report being subjected to constant door slamming. Now let's keep it real. Despite what they try to make you believe, door slamming is rude, inappropriate, and deliberately provocative. People know not to do it. Whether you're in a condo, a neighbourhood, or a public place, everyone knows that slamming a door is disruptive, especially when it's intentional. This is noise harassment. It's a criminal offence in some areas, a breach of peace. But gangstalkers, they act innocent, clueless, as though it was an accident. They know exactly what they're doing. Most gangstalkers are on the cluster B spectrum. Narcissistic, exploitative, lacking empathy. They're self-absorbed, entitled. They believe they deserve the privilege of violating your boundaries, of harassing you, of disturbing your peace. In their twisted minds, they justify it. They may even believe they're allowed to do this. But deep down, they're cowards. They do it behind the scenes, quickly, sneakily, when you're distracted, when you're vulnerable. They watch you. They study your patterns. Not because they're psychic, but because they've conditioned you. They've trained you like an experiment, stripped you of autonomy, limited your freedom, just to gain control. So why do they do it? Attention, control, validation, superiority. Door slamming is about asserting dominance. It's a way to put you in your place, to humble you. They feel inferior. Your peace and calm intimidates them, They live in mental chaos, and your peace triggers them. So they try to destroy it. It's not about strength. It's about envy. They want your peace, but they can't create it. So they try to take it from you. How someone treats you is a mirror of how they feel about themselves. They're not bringing you down because you're weak. They're doing it because you're stronger than them, and they know it. Now that we've explored why they do it, let's talk about what it does to you. Door slamming is used to catch you off guard, induce fear and anxiety, trigger fight or flight, destabilize and disarm you. They want you to lose trust in yourself, to doubt your senses, to believe you're crazy. This is gaslighting. It keeps you trauma bonded. It trains your nervous system to associate peace with punishment. Your reticular activating system gets hijacked. Your brain begins to anticipate the slam. You're on edge all the time. You wait for it. You listen for it. You obsess over it. That's exactly what they want. Many targeted individuals report a strange yet consistent phenomenon. Coughing. Loud, sudden, deliberate. From people nearby, often too nearby, in the store, on the train, outside your house, even in places that should feel safe. It always seems to happen when you enter a room, walk past a stranger, or start to feel just a little bit at ease. And it's not just once. It's repetitive, patterned, timed, sometimes even choreographed with other noises. Over time, it starts to mess with your head. You feel watched. You feel trapped. You start self-censoring, tiptoeing through your own life. You ask yourself, why are they coughing at me? Who are these people? I've done nothing to them. I don't even know them. You can't connect the dots because you're not like them. You don't get pleasure from harassing strangers. You can't understand how someone could waste so much time on you. And yet, it keeps happening. So what is this really about? Is it random? Is it just your imagination? Or is it a signal? I understand how confusing this is. Being a targeted individual comes with isolation, doubt, frustration. You're not crazy. You're not imagining things. And you're not alone. In this video, we're going to shed light on what the coughing actually means. Why gang stalkers use it as a tactic. And how you can protect your peace even when the noise doesn't stop. Let's break it down. Now we're going to expose the truth about gang stalkers and their coughing. Here's what you need to know. It usually doesn't mean anything. Not really. Not to them. They're not part of some deep philosophical movement. There's no personal message behind it. No wisdom. No higher purpose. The coffin doesn't have meaning until you give it meaning. See, most targeted individuals are analytical. They're thinkers, deep feelers, observers. They're trying to understand, to solve, to decode. But gangstalkers, they're hollow, empty people with no original thought, no real mission, no inner world. They don't even have a reason for choosing coffin. They choose it because it's annoying, noticeable, and just ambiguous enough to mess with your mind. They want you to analyze it, to overthink it, to try to assign deeper meaning to it. Because once you start interpreting it, they adapt to your interpretation. Maybe you're sitting in your home, or you're walking down the street. Then all of a sudden, honk. You look around. No traffic, no obstruction, no cause. Just a car in the distance, honking at nothing. Or maybe honking at you. At first you ignore it, brush it off. But then it happens again and again. Different cars, different times, same disturbing tactic. And eventually it clicks. This isn't random. This is orchestrated. But why? That's what we're exposing in today's video. If you're a targeted individual and you want more content that reveals the truth behind these tactics, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. 5 reasons gang stalkers honk their horns. 1. To get your attention. The most obvious reason. They want your attention. Just like a baby cries to be fed, changed or held. Gang stalkers make loud, unnecessary noise because they crave something from you. They want your emotional focus, your awareness, your reaction. Your attention validates them. It feeds their insecurity. It gives them a twisted sense of connection, like they matter. You're essentially attending to their emotional needs just by acknowledging them. That's why it never ends with one honk. They'll keep doing it until you notice. 2. To pull you into their reality. Gang stalkers view you as an extension of themselves. They envy your independence, your autonomy, your peace. So they need to possess you, energetically, emotionally, even mentally. By honking and watching for your response, they try to fuse you to them, get you to operate in sync with them. Their noise, your reaction. Because when you live freely, on your own timeline, it triggers their fragility. It reminds them that they are irrelevant, insignificant, left behind. The honk is like a rope they throw to pull you into their twisted little world. 3. To distract you from yourself. Distraction is control. And if they can keep you distracted, they can stop you from returning to your own priorities, your own purpose. They don't just want to distract you from peace. They want to block you from aligning with genuine people who might validate your identity, who might see you. Because if you reclaim your sense of self, they lose control. So that beep isn't just noise. It's an interruption, a redirect, an attack on your inner stillness. 4. To provoke fear and confusion. Sudden loud noises activate your nervous system. They push you into fight or flight. Why do they do this? Because once you're in a state of panic, fear, or confusion, you become pliable. You second guess yourself. You look around for answers. And eventually, you start looking to them. It's bait. They want to disrupt your calm, so they can present themselves as the center of your attention. The horn becomes a psychological anchor. It creates an emotional imprint, a conditioned reaction. And the next time you hear it, your body tenses, even if you tell yourself not to. This is psychological harassment, plain and 3. To distract you from yourself. Distraction is control. And if they can keep you distracted, they can stop you from returning to your own priorities, your own purpose. They don't just want to distract you from peace. They want to block you from aligning with genuine people who might validate your identity, who might see you. Because if you reclaim your sense of self, they lose control. So that beep isn't just noise. It's an interruption, a redirect, an attack on your inner stillness. 4. To provoke fear and confusion. Sudden loud noises activate your nervous system. They push you into fight or flight. Why do they do this? Because once you're in a state of panic, fear, or confusion, you become pliable. You second guess yourself. You look around for answers. And eventually, you start looking to them. It's bait. They want to disrupt your calm, so they can present themselves as the center of your attention. The horn becomes a psychological anchor. It creates an emotional imprint, a conditioned reaction. And the next time you hear it, your body tenses, even if you tell yourself not to. This is psychological harassment, plain and simple. 5. To feed their delusion of power. Many gangstalkers are deeply insecure, emotionally stunted, and cowardly. So what do? They hide in their cars, behind windshields, moving quickly, masked by distance and speed. They honk, then drive away. It's an emotional drive-by. They know you can't confront them. They don't have to take responsibility. They feel untouchable. But here's the irony. They're so focused on you, so obsessed with provoking you, that many of them literally crash their cars or swerve recklessly. You may have even seen it. because they're distracted, fixated. They're trying to act powerful, but what they're really doing is exposing how weak and impulsive they are. They crash because they can't stop watching you. You're walking down the street and you hear them. Two voices speaking casually, but somehow about you. Not directly, never directly. They speak in innuendo with double meanings, like they're letting you overhear something you were never meant to hear. Your heart picks up, your senses sharpen. Suddenly you're locked onto their every word. You're no longer just walking, you're decoding. And that's exactly where they want you. This is a tactic called directed conversation. It's subtle harassment designed to leave you off balance, to make you wonder, how do they know that? Are they really talking about me? Or am I paranoid? Gangstalkers feed on that tension, that dissonance. They want you questioning yourself, because while you're doubting, while you're obsessing over the meaning, you're giving them exactly what they came for, your attention. But let's take away the mystery. Let's talk about how. This doesn't happen by chance. It's planned. They monitor you through your phone, GPS tracking, spyware. Some targets even report hidden cameras inside their own homes. They know where you're going, sometimes before you even leave the house. Your entire day mapped out like a script. These people are connected through word of mouth, through encrypted messaging, through so-called community watch apps. They can organize in seconds. And the conversations, they're designed specifically for you. A comment about something you saw yesterday, a phrase that echoes something you said online, even a reference to something deeply personal, all to make you think, how could they possibly know that? But this isn't magic. It isn't intuition. It's surveillance. It's planning. And once you understand that, something shifts. Because now you see it for what it is, a performance. Not power, not control, just theatre. They may even mimic other gangstalkers, copying phrases and mannerisms, because they're all reading from the same script, all part of the same network. They can even time their approach down to the second, walking past you right as you take out your earbuds, waiting until you're face to face with a cashier. They know when you have no choice but to listen. So if it feels like they're always 10 steps ahead, it's because they are. And that's where most targets fall into despair, because you realize, no matter where you go, they'll be waiting. No matter how you change your route, they already know. But here's the paradox. That very realization can set you free, because you stop scrambling to avoid it. You stop thinking you can outsmart them. You recognize that what they say isn't the point. Now let's talk about why. Why Why do they do this? What do they get from it? The answer is simple, but dark. They want your confusion. They want you chasing meaning in a conversation that has no meaning. They want you trying, because while you're busy decoding, while you're emotionally hooked, they're feeding. Gangstalkers are empty vessels, shells of people. They can't generate their own energy, so they take yours. They live for negativity. They thrive on drama. This is entertainment to them. Their idea of fun. Because normal life, normal engagement, does nothing for them. They're energy parasites, and your reaction is their food. But here's the truth they'll never tell you. The words they say are irrelevant. The insults, meaningless. The so-called messages, just bait. You didn't have a problem sleeping before. You used to look forward to it. Drifting into dreams was easy. The night was your friend. But now, there's always an interruption. Always something pulling you awake. And maybe you're being blamed for it. Maybe your boss says you're never focused. Maybe people call you unstable. When really, it's all by design. Sleep deprivation is a tactic, a weapon. There is nothing wrong with you. You are being targeted. But why? Gangstalkers hate reality. They hate that you are calm, that you are confident, that you can rest without fear. You were always fine until they saw you, until their fragile egos couldn't handle your quiet strength, your clear mind, your ability to function while they lived in chaos. They know what they are. Frauds, broken, filled with rage and paranoia. They live with insomnia, irritation, a gnawing sense of inadequacy, and they can't stand that you don't. So they build a false reality. They create problems for you, and then blame you for the mess they made, because tearing you down makes them feel taller. When they see you rested, calm, confident, motivated, it threatens them. It shows them who they could be, but never will be. So they decide to teach you a lesson, to show you you're not as great as you think. They rob you of sleep, leaving you angry, irritable, unmotivated, anxious. And when they see you stumbling through the day, they feel powerful. They build their fake confidence out of the pieces they've stolen from you. They steal your light, your peace, your sense of self, and dump their darkness onto you. It medicates them. It confuses you. It keeps you questioning yourself instead of questioning them. This is projection. They create the problem, then blame you for it. They judge you for the effects of their own sabotage. These are controlled conditions, systematic, designed to break your rhythm, to cloud your judgment, to keep you in a fog so you unknowingly validate their false narrative. Too tired for work, too tired to meet friends, too tired to fight back. Your isolation gives them energy. Your exhaustion makes them feel powerful. So, how do they do it? They use noise, sudden, repetitive, impossible to ignore. Car horns at 3 a.m. Engines modified to roar outside your home. Alarms and sirens that jolt you awake, not because of an emergency, but because you are the emergency to them. Loud sex noises, banging walls, beds squeaking through the night. Not passion, just performance. Just to humiliate, to make you angry, to keep you alert. Deliberate coughing outside your window, a signal. Dogs barking for hours. Children crying at the perfect wrong moment. Noise they can pretend is innocent, but you know better. Doorbells at dawn. Phone calls before sunrise, waking you just as your body finally sinks into deep sleep. They cut your power, kill your fan, your heater, your lights, or shine headlights into your room, tricking your brain into thinking it's day. Doors slam, walls bang, voices shout just loud enough to stop you from drifting off. TVs and music blasting through the walls, not because anyone's watching, but because they want you to hear. Some targets describe the invisible, buzzing in the ears, vibrations in the skull. Whether it's technology or just terror, it works the same way. You stay awake, staring at the ceiling. Infestations planted deliberately, bed bugs, termites, anything to make you scratch and twist through the night. Food and drink tampered with, caffeine, drugs, stimulants that keep your heart racing long after midnight. Or emotional sabotage, late night arguments, accusations, sudden threats or crises, all designed to spike your stress and shatter any chance of peaceful rest. Travel doesn't save you. They push you into noisy rentals, loud streets, rooms above nightclubs, and in extreme cases, even the sky joins in. Low-flying planes, circling helicopters, the deep, vibrating hum that shakes the walls and rattles your nerves. All of it systematic. All of it intentional. Because an exhausted mind is easier to control. What can you do about it? First, never blame yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. You are fine. You are always fine. Sleep is not a luxury. It's a human need. Without it, people break. And that's exactly what they want. But you can fight back. Reclaim your nights. Build a fortress for your rest. Soundproof what you can. Heavy curtains, rugs, white noise machines to mask the chaos. Block the lights, blackout blinds, eye masks. Keep your room cool and dark. Control your inner state. Calming music, deep breathing. Sleep meditations that signal your body it's time to rest, no matter what they do. Keep a sleep schedule. Even if they disrupt it, keep returning to it. Your body adapts faster than you think. Avoid stimulants late in the day. And watch your food and drinks for tempering. Defend your peace. If they wake you, don't react emotionally. Go calm, not angry. The less energy you feed them, the less they gain. Create a safe zone, a room or corner you make impenetrable, with earplugs, soft lighting, a fan or air purifier for steady sound. Aim for at least 7 to 9 hours total. Even if it's broken sleep, naps can rebuild your strength. And most of all, remember, if they're blaming you for being tired, ask yourself this: how would I perform if I had 3 nights of perfect sleep? Exactly. The problem isn't you. It's them. Always has been. Always will be. If this spoke to you, you don't have to walk this road alone. I offer one-to-one coaching, guidance from someone who understands the game they play. There's a link below if you feel called to book a session, or to support this work with a donation. And if you want more of these insights, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when a new truth breaks through. Protect your peace. Guard your sleep. The storm outside isn't you. It never was.